Here we go again. As you notice, the bookshelf is not there. Different lighting. It's a bit dark, but we can deal with that. Let's get into it. Hey, good looking. First, we have a quote. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay. You want to look 20 years older? Alcohol can help. Sure, when you're drunk, you don't care as much about how you look, but the effects alcohol has on your physical appearance are hard to deny, and they last way longer than the average hangover. Cheers. Drinking tea tonight. What are you drinking? Look at this little cup. This is pretty much a half a tea. Half a tea. Little dingy little cup. Alcohol makes you fat. Look at that. Look at the beer belly. You might be surprised to learn that alcohol is more quickly stored as fat than excess calories from sugar, carbohydrates, or protein, or even from fat itself. Alcohol is more quickly stored as fat. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram. In brackets, fat, for example, has 9 calories per gram. But alcohol does not require as much time or effort for digestion. Okay, it is quickly absorbed. Get a bit of blood in my alcohol system. Not only does alcohol provide a dense source of calories, which is quickly stored as fat, but because alcohol is poison to the liver prioritizes processing alcohol over digesting other foods and all other tasks and stores it as fat. Wow, the liver sees it as a poison, so it knows to try and eliminate it as fast as possible. Alcohol contributes to weight gain in a few other ways as well. First is the effect alcohol has on blood sugar. Alcohol can actually contribute to dangerously low blood sugar levels. This is important to know because low blood sugar can make us feel bad, like uneasy, tired, restless, or anxious. And also because low blood sugar can be dangerous, especially to diabetics. When it comes to weight gain, low blood sugar caused by alcohol can lead to an overconsumption of calorie-rich foods. It works like this. All right, are you ready? This is how it works. When your blood sugar brain begins to go down and you don't have alcohol in your system, your liver kicks in and turns stored carbohydrates into glucose, which is a form of sugar, to send to your bloodstream. But when you take a drink, your body doesn't rebalance your system in this way. Instead, the liver turns all its attention to purging alcohol from the system as quickly as possible. Since alcohol is poisonous to the human body, again, the liver will put all their process on hold, including balancing blood sugar as it works to detoxify the alcohol. This is one of the reasons you feel hungry during a bout of drinking. You get a kebab on the way home after your night out, get a bit peckish. That's why. Since your liver is focused on detoxifying alcohol, it does not process the food you are eating or the energy you have stored in your muscles into fuel for the body. You feel hungry even if you've just eaten. This leads to the late night snacking of high calorie foods that you would never consider eating while sober. Maybe the McDonald's. When I was in college, we would do 3 a.m. run to Taco Bell after a night of drinking, and when I lived in London, it was a midnight kebab. I just said kebab. She's always just behind me. Even if you do a late night food run, you probably wake up ravenous the day after having a few too many. This is because your liver is often occupied for many hours with processing the alcohol and protecting the body. At the same time, your blood sugar levels continue to drop and hunger sets in. If your liver is still undertaking the momentous task of ridding the body of alcohol, your blood sugar can continue to drop even when you are eating food that are high in sugar and carbohydrates. So in short, not only is alcohol itself empty calories, but the very process the body goes through to rid itself of the alcohol often leads to a massive overconsumption of calories. Finally, when you're drinking at dinner, your inhibitions are lowered, so of course, with lowered inhibitions, you order that big dessert, don't you? Your normal eating routines are just not as important as drinking, eating, and socializing with friends. Granted, all these things can happen even without alcohol in the mix, but when your inhibitions are lowered, you're more likely to throw caution to the wind and keep on eating. Alcohol affects your sleep. We learnt about that before, but what will she say this time? We already talked about how your sleep is disrupted after drinking. They don't call it beauty sleep for nothing. Wine always helped me go to sleep more easily, but then I'd wake up around 3 a.m. as my body tried to process the alcohol and my system was out of whack from drinking. Then I'd lie awake beating myself up for overindulging and promising to be better the next day. Over time, the lack of regular, restful sleeps starts to make you look a bit pale and strung out. Your body's not getting the beauty sleep it needs. So I guess alcohol makes you look older. Alcohol speeds up the aging process because of a premature loss of collagen and elasticity in the skin. Your face looks red and swollen because alcohol actually widens the blood vessels that bring the blood to your face. This is because alcohol is what is called a vasodilator, which literally means expanding blood vessels. The real bummer about this is that over time, blood vessels get bigger and bigger and bigger. This can lead to permanent redness or blotchiness. Yeah, I used to have a person I used to work with who always had a red nose. And another colleague says that's because of the drinking. So you end up with these red blotches on the face. It also leads to a loss of skin tone, and that expanding also encourages broken capillaries and blood vessels that burst, especially around the nose and face. Alcohol is a major source of dehydration. Dehydration, yeah, your skin needs to be hydrated to look good. That doesn't only affect your internal organs, your skin is the largest organ you have. Instead of being smooth, soft and supple, your skin will wrinkle and become cracked and scaly. This sounding like I'm getting on the ugly train. This guy's hit with the ugly alcohol stick. When you look in the mirror and don't recognize the face staring back, it's not your imagination. You truly do look different. Your hair and nails are also affected. Alcohol contributes to brittle hair, split ends, cracked nails. I guess a good reason to stop drinking is to keep the appearance looking good, keep looking young. This is because alcohol causes a zinc deficiency in the body, which leads to hair loss. Zinc to keep the hair. Bloating is another big problem. When your body becomes dehydrated, it's deprived of fluid and electrolytes. Your body will counteract this by retaining the water it already has. Your gut starts to bloat, so ladies will look a little like they got a little gut as well. Your feet, hands, and face may also swell and become puffy, and your weight will go up. One of the big signs that I had a big night was purple lips and teeth. I could see it the next morning, and over time my teeth became quite stained. It's not pretty. Do we want to stay pretty? Do you want to stay pretty? You're good looking, but do you want to stay good looking? And if all that isn't enough, alcohol makes you smell bad. According to the Institute of Alcohol Studies, up to 10% of alcohol consumed leaves your body through your sweat and breath and urine. That detoxification process smells horrific, so you smell. Today, take another selfie. This is my selfie. Notice the difference in just 3 weeks from your before photo. I think I am looking. Do I look? I think I am looking, but I had a haircut. Maybe that's why I'm looking a bit fresh. But what do you think from that first video? Do I look a bit fresher? Bad lighting. Let's talk about this later. At the end of the experiment, we'll take another selfie and we'll see how it keeps getting better and better and maybe even better. If even a few weeks without alcohol makes a visible difference, you might ask yourself if alcohol is really doing you any favors. So let's get into some reflections. I took a selfie about a month before I started the alcohol experiment, says Melanie. I looked dead and eyes, red, watery eyes, no hair, no makeup, just bloated and dead. I took one yesterday while working a booth at a flea market. I had been up since 3 a.m.-ish in the morning, and the photo still looked better than the selfie I took mid-afternoon in my drinking phase. So Melanie says she was looking a lot better. Day 21 on the alcohol experiment is Nicole. I'm fat and tired and itchy and unfit. I am also happy that I can say I have generally started a change in some of that. I'm proud that I have finally found a way to say, I don't drink. So simple and so powerful. Now I can see the possibilities opening before me for changing how I eat, being able to start to do some more exercise and feeling less like an old lady. Yeah, being that person who doesn't drink, you won't get much flack, I don't think. People are impressed and go, I wonder if I could do that. I know I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. And now that we've done not drinking for so long, we can start looking at other areas of our lives like exercise and eating. Speaking of exercise, guess who hasn't been to the gym yet? I actively trying to improve my situation rather than losing those thoughts in the fogginess of alcohol misuse. It's dawning on me that it is down to me to take care of this body I am in before it is unable to take care of me. And that's not anyone else's job. It's our job to look after our body. I do feel weary today, but I made myself go out for that walk to the shop with my husband rather than sitting at home or going by car. Tomorrow I have decided will be day one using the exercise bike we have in the study. It has been waiting patiently for me to remember it is there. Thanks, Nicole and Cora. I'm amazed at how people are telling me how good I look with only 3 weeks of alcohol-free. And I feel even better. I'm going out to dinner and events and really not even giving a drink a second thought. Yeah. So, alcohol's not doing any good for our looks. If you want to stay young, you need to maybe cut back. Well, I'm doing good. That was video 21. I can't even believe I've been doing a video every night for 21 days. That's an achievement for me. So, yay for me. Thanks for joining me again. I will see you tomorrow. And we're going to get into some unmet needs, apparently. Look, I'm getting to the end. That far to go. Awesome. Early night tonight. You don't have to listen to me ramble for too long. It's probably good it's a small chapter because I'm not as comfortable speaking in this hotel room environment than I am in my own home. So you probably notice I'm a bit whispery because I don't want to, it's late at night, I don't want to interrupt people around me. So thanks for joining me and I will see you tomorrow, but I'll be in this hotel again. So maybe earlier, hopefully not as late. So I might be able to feel more confident in projecting my voice and having a bit more fun. So cheers.